I always feel like I'm at a crossroads. I feel like I've just been at a crossroads for 20 years. Always making hardcore decisions about what to do. Finding it's damn near impossible to change anything. Especially people. Although I know there's good people in the world. You wouldn't know that from most of social media. At this point, I feel just so beaten down. Years and years alone and exhausted. With such great opportunities laying all around me. And I've got basic things that I need to do that I'm not even doing. Just gonna walk to town, get some more beer, get us some sandwiches. Got over 30 requests to come here for free last month. And that was for a local event mostly. And I've got a couple others who, you know, they've been traveling the world for 6 years and they'd like to come for free in exchange for their help, which I mostly don't need. It will cost me to have them help me. And same time, I have to put in the work to say what I can offer, because I have a lot of cool shit here I can offer. I could start a building program. I'm a permaculture teacher. I can certify people for permaculture design certificates. And a lot of cool projects, activities. And of course, if my invite list is very careful, which it hasn't been in the past, although I've had amazing people come through, certainly, if I have a good invite list, then people get the pleasure of being around amazing people, which I used to be one of. I'm not really anymore. I'm kind of grumpy, negative, I guess. Although, you know, I'm trying to hang on to hope, and you know, mainly I just protect this forest, and that doesn't seem good enough, because protecting a forest, unless I create a model of how to do that at a much larger scale, doesn't mean much. And I have some big ideas about how that can be done. But, you know, I sit there at my computer, alone. Being alone, I think being alone so long has really hurt me. We were not made to do that. I mean, geez, people whined about the pandemic and the isolation of that, and fuck, I've lived in isolation for 20 years, with some exceptions. I had a girlfriend for a while. She was real nice, smart person, and I had a lot of visitors. But visitors, you know, you don't really get deep with them, because they're just there to take advantage of as much as they can and tell you what to do, criticize you. So, I don't know. I mean, they've been really cool people, but I don't really connect with them for the most part. There's exceptions to that. I got to remember to open up this gate up here. I think I forgot the other day, and I fucked a guy up. I'm not sure. Either that or I remembered. I'm about to find that out, if I can even remember walking from here to there to check that gate. And if I did leave it locked, then I need to apologize to that guy, because I really try and avoid fucking people over. You know, I try really hard to be a good person, which is more than I can say for most people. And that's why I don't host people. Like, I guess I just need to set a price. And if I set a price of anything at all, I can easily then clean the place up, because it's a disaster. God damn, I'm like living in a pirate wreck. Everything's dirty. I got rats living in my house. You know, I'm burned out. Trails are overgrown so much that you can't really walk on them without getting seeds all over your socks and pants or whatever. Something smells like something. I think it might be that white plant over there. There's another one over there. I think those have really good smelling flowers. Years ago there was a plant that one individual plant, it was a yellow flower, it wasn't a white flower. And that one individual plant, the flowers smelled like chocolate. I swear. My girlfriend was there, she verified it. And we never collected the seeds of that plant. See, that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of detail. You need more people, and also an app could help out with that greatly, where you could have a seed collecting app. So actually, I mean, the kind of people that want to come and help me don't realize what the kind of help I need is. I mean, I did just message somebody, and they're a yoga teacher, and I did think it would be fun to make videos of, you know, me and her doing Ashtanga yoga sun salutations, because I would be just ridiculously horrible at it. I am so not flexible, and I used to be able to do it, but since the accident, I mean, I barely move, you know. It's just, this has got to just be killing me. This is the wrong way to be entirely. So that would be funny, and the videos would be a motivator for me to do it. And I like looking like an idiot anyway, you know. Everybody else out there is such a fucking fake piece of shit. No, it's not true. I'm sorry. God, I should not say these rude things on video. I don't mean these things personally to you, okay? I'm talking to the world in general. So I hope you find yourself in agreement with that, not personally attacked. And I hope I'm wrong, actually. Maybe I hope you don't agree. I mean, if you know a bunch of awesome people in the world who don't lie to each other, who try and help each other, who have good ethics, you know, I'm impressed. You know, tell me how to do that. But what I see online, at least, because that's my primary, well, that's my only social contact almost, is, you know, couples lying to each other, and I've experienced that in person as well. And people just being rude assholes. This last election in 2004, I could not believe how people I thought were reasonable were such total dicks. Really sorry, assholes. Shouldn't insult dicks or pussies. They're both wonderful. But assholes, I think we can insult those pretty well. They're generally kind of shitty locations. I suppose that's somehow homophobic or something. Whatever. Fuck you. If you like assholes, great. I'm talking about people who are assholes. Okay? Can I get way off track? But the most arrogant, evil people were those who really thought they were going to win, and they lost. And they thought they were going to take more people's rights away, that they were going to expand the government, expand intervention in every part of your life. And even though I don't like the other side that won at all, I do have some tiny hope that they will dismantle large portions of the government, and that people will then have power over their lives again. I think that's really important. But those are tough topics that just divide people, so I probably shouldn't say anything. A little late now. So the kind of help I need are things like developing applications, well, actually right now, I need help just cleaning up my life. God damn, I could use like a social worker, or I don't really like psychologists much. They're kind of nuts and very controlling, and they have a vision of what other people must be according to how they're trained, you know, to control people, and not a big fan of them. The actual study of psychology, I think, is fascinating and wonderful, and I've taken lots of psych classes and read a lot and even done some experiments of my own. But I mean, at this point, I'm so fucked. I could probably use business advice, not just advice, but help. My nonprofit does not function correctly. I need to know how to run nonprofits correctly. I need to get an accountant that I actually have on my side. There is an accountant that lives 2 towns over. I've never met her though. I gotta talk to her. And maybe somebody to, the thing is, I know how to do a lot of stuff. One of my problems is I have no reason left to do anything. If you're this alone, like, who are you really living for? I don't care about me much. I exist to serve other people, ultimately. And that might mean I serve in a leadership role. It usually has. I fairly am a dominant, controlling person who thinks they know what the fuck they're doing. And in a way, I need people who follow my projects and want to help with them to motivate me to do them. Because why should I care about anyone? They barely care about themselves. They don't care about other people. They're mean as shit. Oh my God. The bigotry I've seen from people who claim that they're anti-bigotry is just phenomenally insane. Oh my God. I don't want to say who I'm talking about, but I mean, that's why Trump won. Is because it's the arrogance, the cruelty, the control of the Democratic Party. They really think that they're fucking better and that everyone else is this evil piece of shit. And they do want to disarm the U.S. public, which is a terrible idea. It will lead to a civil war, and it should, because they don't want to do it legally. I mean, they should actually try and change the Constitution if they want to do that. That's the method they should take. And they know they'll fail at that. They know there's no fucking chance. So instead, they nickel and dime people into making it more difficult for law-abiding people to have weapons. They add any law that they can just imagine a justification for to attack innocent people while ignoring the worst part of crime in the country. It's true. It's like they're trying to destroy the country. They know that they can gain more power from conflict than from actual peaceful solutions acceptable to a wide majority of people. They're total extremists. And that is not to say that there aren't total extremists on the other side. And it's a shame that... It's really a shame the way it's all working out. And it's nothing that I haven't been saying for 35 years. I've never been able to predict exactly how things are going to shake out. But like even with the whole Trump thing, it could work out good or bad. I have no idea. There's aspects of it that I do not like. And I do not agree with the assessment of some extreme people on the supposed left. Who are total authoritarian assholes, by the way. They're not for freedom in any sense. They're for total fucking slavery. Fuck. Anyway, I can't do anything about that. You probably can't either. What I can do is create one example of how we can treat land differently. How we can live on the earth differently. And that involves food forest farming. There's a bunch of grasshoppers down here. I've eaten those before. They're not that great. I think they're just mostly amusing. But okay, don't fall. There's one slippery spot up here. This spot's not slippery. I mean, well, I should never think that, because anytime you're walking down a hill like this, it's potentially slippery, but there's spots up here that are just made to be dangerous. I wonder if I can take a whole different trail. I wonder where this trail goes. Don't fall down here, there's a bunch of rocks. Fucking motherfuck. This looks pretty good actually, right in here. Oh yeah, that was great. That's the trail I'm going to take from now on. This gets me where I want to go with almost no dangerous spots. Awesome. But the bad thing is that since I have no one in my life, really, I have no motivation to do anything. It's terrible because there are people who need what I'm offering worldwide, in my opinion. I mean, I could have worldwide impact with my ideas. They're fucking brilliant. I'm the most modest person there is. But no, it's really thoughts that no one has expressed that I've ever heard and that make a lot of sense for a lot of people to get us out of the problems that we're in now. Really innovative shit. Cultural design. Ways of living very differently than we do now. And that's where our salvation will come from. It won't come from any politicians of any kind. They can't do shit anyway. I mean, they can certainly do better or worse in a few limited areas. But unless they radically remove most of the state, then anything that they do will be corrupt and horrible. So, that's just how people are. Alright, do I go for the farther walk or the closer one? Well, it's better to walk than not walk. Then again, if I walk down there, I'll get more beer. Here I'll just get a little bit of beer and go home. And I'll get something done. I've been avoiding getting anything done. Terrible thing. Essentially, I mean, I'm depressed. I'm psychologically fucked up. And I think, even though in theory we shouldn't need anyone, right? There's this idea, you know. At the same time, they say no man is an island. Well, I'm pretty fucking close. It's not good. I'll go that way. It's like solitary confinement. And it isn't just talking to people. I mean, I can talk to people online. I think it's important to work with people. And also, you know, I think a lot of people get their value from their work, like their job. That first of all, they can survive and not just always be scraping by desperately trying to make it to another week. But I think that, you know, you have value, you have proven value if someone's paying you to do a job. And that's, I guess, why I should just get a job. Obvious solution. But that would take a lot of my time, and I don't want to do a bad job. I guess if I wrote up my proposals well enough, then I could get support. I have a good friend who, when I present an idea, usually tells me it won't work out. And he's trying to be helpful. But, you know, and that's the rational way to think, is that the weird shit you want to try, that you envision, won't work. And in most cases, it's true. But for me, it ends up being pretty discouraging. Because, and maybe I shouldn't talk to him as much, even though he's my best friend, really, and a great supporter. But after I talk to him, I feel worse. You know, I don't feel like I can get things done. And what I need instead are people who are here, physically here, who have enough faith in what I'm proposing that they're willing to work on some aspect of that. And there's a lot of aspects of it. So people can be working on things that they want to be working on anyway. It's better to match people up with what they want to do than try and get them to do shit that you think should be done that they don't really want to do. That's almost pointless. It's counterproductive. So if I was able to present enough interesting ideas and make a win-win situation with people, avoiding those who are looking for situations in which they win and you lose, and that's most people. It's terrible to come to that realization over time, but most people want to take as much as they can and give as little as possible. And they don't want to fit in with anybody else's view. They just want to be funded. They want to live for free. Do whatever the fuck they want. It's pretty disgusting. I think it's a problem of how they were raised. And I suppose I'm that way too. You know, I want to do what I want to do. And I don't want to make other people do what they don't want to do, and I certainly don't want to lie to them or trick them. I have ethics around that. But I got to locate the right people. And that's difficult. Because people will also lie to you. They'll say, oh yeah, I'll help you with what you want. But then they don't really want that. They just want you to pay for them. That's it. That's why volunteers generally are a net loss. Lots of people think, oh, my project, I can just do my project, I'll attract cool volunteers and we'll all make it be great. No, you won't. I mean, maybe you've got some magic thing I don't got. Or maybe you're more willing to lie to people, or you could use spirituality to try and control people. People love that. If they're willing to submit to spirituality, then they're willing to follow orders. And this shows a level of submission to the other person. And who knows, maybe I should just make up a weird religion and then say, yeah, you got to believe this shit. You can't be here. And that gives me total control over them. That sounds really gross to me, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the job, and I don't want to hang around with the kind of people who would agree to that. So that's out. Need to work with a bunch of atheists and people who don't believe in a spiritual world at all, and who really get outside their own ego. I mean, I guess ego means different things, but get outside their own self-centeredness and get a service level view of the world, you know, even though it's all pointless. And that any good work you do will be drowned out by the evil in the world. Watch out for rattlesnakes in here. I've never seen a rattlesnake right in here, but if I was a rattlesnake, this is where I would be. It's a great spot. That's either a rattlesnake hole or a rat hole. Something lives in there. Anyway, I think that's rambly enough. Pointless. It should be a private video anyway. Anybody watching this will not have a lot of respect for me. I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? And there's so many obvious things I can do that would be successful, but they're things I hate, so I don't do them. It just creates more of the sick world that there is. Keeps on destroying the entire planet. Well, we'll see. Goodbye.